Hello, my loves. Welcome to the African Therapies Podcast, and this is episode number 24, Jumping into the Unknown. Hello, my loves, and welcome to the African Therapies Podcast. My name is Clarisse. I am an intuitive coach, psychic, and sexual healer. On this channel, I'm here to reveal to you the secrets of African spirituality. I am sincerely convinced that with those tools and this secret knowledge, women will be able to take their power back and restore their life, their capacity and power to create the life that they want. And if you are in this journey, once again, welcome. If you want to go further with me, and if you think that the content that you find here is interesting, I deeply encourage you to click on the link below and to download a free guide that I've created and tailored just for you. It's a guide with 6 African rituals for the modern sister. That is actually a few of the rituals that were passed down to me from generations to generations, and are rituals that were, in my family for, I can say, centuries. It is a guide where you will discover plants and wellness rituals that will help you navigate in this crazy world. From stress to PMS, all of this will be souvenirs that you will be able to forget. But that's enough rambling, and let's start for today's episode. Hello, my lovelies. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fine, well, and energized. Today I want to do a little story time because I feel that it would be helpful for you today, especially those of you who are having the feeling that you are at the edge of a cliff and that you're about to fall down and you have no security whatsoever, no sense of protection whatsoever, and that you have to go anyway because your guts are telling you go. So I'm gonna share with you the story of my moving here in Anjou. So for those of you who don't know it, I live in France, in the region of sweetness, and the name is Anjou, near 2 major cities in France. The first is Angers, and the second is Rennes. So I live between the two, and it's a very calm, warm. I live in the countryside, and for an urban girl, Parisian girl like me, who was born and raised in Paris, France, and who's always dreamed of living in major cities like New York and Miami, and it was pretty surprising for a lot of people around me to believe that I would actually leave Paris for a small town in the countryside, and that I would love and enjoy my life here, and that I would decide to settle here. And I want to share with you the story, which could be unbelievable to a lot of you, but since now you understand how I work and a little more of who I am, I think it's important for you to know, and I hope that this will help you to trust in the process, and to trust spirit and those little voices who are telling you, go, it's time for you to go. So 4 years ago, 4 years, it's been 2 years since I've been here. So 4 years ago, I start communicating with my ancestors, but more consciously, and with the, I've always had voices in my head, always had a strong intuition, always, I've always been the way I am. The only thing is, I started having a dialogue with my ancestors on a daily basis, and started inviting them in my daily life, which was something that I would not do. I would, like most people, wait until the anniversary of their death and or special occasions to name them, talk to them, honor them, pray for them, that type of stuff. But I was, meditating, talking to them every day, and I was at a time of my life when, it's been 2 or 3 years since I got divorced. No, 4 years. So it's been a year and a half since I got divorced. I'm in debt, financially, at my lowest, physically at my lowest. I'm tired, exhausted, sad, depressed, and something inside tells me, contact your grandfather. Contact your grandfather and contact your great-grandmother. And this is what I do. This is what I do on a Wednesday afternoon. And I ask them for guidance and advice. So when you will join Woke, you will know how to do this, okay? And you will know when those voices that you hear are your ego, or when it's actually messages that are for you. So I asked my great-grandmother and I asked my grandfather to provide me with some help and to provide me with some guidance. I asked them for help. And I received this message telling me that there will be an event, which I prefer not to say here because I think that you might not interpret it properly. There will be an event in my life when it will be time for me to go. I wrote down the message, and it was saying, when this time will come, you will take your kids, you will go away, you will move, you will find the place that you've always dreamt of, you will have 2,000 euros with you. You will know the place because it will be near water and near forest, so that I will be able to come and talk to you. And when it's time, you'll know. And I'm getting shivers as I'm speaking to you. They're reminding this story because that event happened, and I knew it was time for me to go. And at that time, I had no vision for what I was supposed to be doing for a living and secure my finances. My revenues were going up and down and up and down. Like, it was really a nightmare. I was in the middle of this messy divorce with my narcissist ex-husband. I was having troubles, in all areas of my life. So many blockages. And I said, but you know what? I have no money. I don't know what to do, where to go. But I'm leaving. And so the first step was okay, well, I need to find a job in order for me to leave, because they will need some income proof. So I need to find a job. So the first step for me is to find a job. So when I don't know what to do, I usually become a teacher. And so I send my resume to a few schools, business schools, and to teach economics and sales, which are fields that I love to the core and that I love teaching. And I didn't notice that I actually sent my resume to a school that was not close to my house, but that was 350 kilometers away. And it was in Angers. And I said, you know what? This is the first school that is answering to me, that is giving me an opportunity, and I need it right now, so I'm going to take it. So I said, I'm going to move. I have this job opportunity that I cannot refuse, and that's how I decide to leave. And I decided to leave, and I had 2 months to figure out what my life would be like, where my children will go to school, where I would live, how I could move, with what money, where I'm gonna find the money. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, but I said, no, I'm gonna go. And when I tried to, once it was clear that I was gonna take the job and, the opportunity was offered to me, I signed my contract, and I tried to find a place to stay. So I looked at places around me and around Angers, and I didn't find anything that was suiting to me. And I went to that, website in France we have. It's called Le Bon Coin. It's sort of a Craigslist. And I find this announce saying loft in Angers, and with a rent that was, a rent that I never imagined it was possible, so cheap that I never thought it was possible to get. So I decided to come back here and visit it. I was with my boyfriend at the time, who came from Italy to visit me, and we made that visit together, and everything that was written and all of my visions of where I want to live were right in front of me. The river that I can see right now as I'm speaking to you, the trees, the forest near the house. And I said, well, okay, this is where I'm supposed to live. And I was honest with my landlord. I said, you know what, I have no money. I just have this job opportunity. I have no income, nothing to prove to you that I will pay, but you have my word, and I will pay my rent. Don't worry about that. I make it. I'm a woman of words. And she said, no, I trust you. No, don't worry. She said, it's available. It's available. Take it. And this is how I moved here. This is how I moved here. And this is how I've managed to rebuild my life brick by brick. But it has required me to jump and to trust spirit that could not give me anything else as a guarantee than, trust and everything will be okay. And so trusting is very difficult because you have doubts. And sometimes we can be with spirit and with our ancestors in that bargain mode. Like, you told me to come here, I followed you, and what about my life? And things are still not fixed. And you were supposed to help me. I asked you see. And so when I arrived here, I had to rest. I had to take care of myself. I had to take care of my body. I had to heal. I had to remove the toxicity from my life. And the distance was very helpful. I had to cleanse a lot of my relationships, and most especially my relationship with myself. I had to manage my thoughts. I had to heal my feelings and my heart that was really, really, really hurt from relationship trauma to work and professional trauma to a deep wound, which was sexual assault when I was a little girl. And I wouldn't have been able to do all this healing work if I had been in Paris, in the same environment and in the same place. So for all of you who are struggling with trust, there is nothing I can tell you but trust and everything will be okay. And the other thing that I can tell you is that once you've made the move, take the time, but your ancestors have done their job. Okay? They've done their job. They're part of this co-creation that we call life. And once you've recovered, it's your turn to do the work. And to do the work with clarity, with love for yourself, with love for others, but most especially with compassion with yourself. And with pride for the journey and for what you've accomplished so far. And with a deep knowing that with everything that you've been through, things can only be better. And trusting that. And I love this sentence from Liza Nichols, this American life coach. And this is what kept me going in this transition. Each time I wanted to go into a new challenge, with whether it was work or my children or with my ex, because I can tell you that dealing with a narcissist is not an easy stuff, but we do it. And each time I was going through a challenge, I was saying to myself, this sentence that I quote from her, and it says, it's like this now, but it's not going to be like this forever. You know, trusting in having faith in the future is very important in those transition times. And I hope that what I just told you and sharing my story with you was helpful. Hey, my loves, I just wanted to come back to you real quick today. I had finished recording this new episode of the podcast this morning. We are today, the 5th of July. It's the full moon, and I decided to go to the movies with my daughter, and we went to see that movie called Onward, about a young boy and his brother who have lost their father when they were kids, and who have those magical powers. I really do encourage you to go watch this movie, because the image that I gave you about being on the edge of a cliff and having just a thin line to walk on, and to go on the other side of the mountain is actually something that you see in the movie. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it was just for me a confirmation that, the message was really accurate, and that it's something that you needed to hear. And if you have doubts regarding your own journey and your own path, and reconnecting with your ancestors, because this young boy was reconnecting, of course, with his deceased father, I really do encourage you to go watch this movie. And I think that I will put the link to the trailer, if I find it, in the description box below. If you've seen it, please let me know how it felt, how you felt about it. If you have kids and you went to the movies and watched the movie with your children, I really do encourage you to go watch all cartoons and Disney's and movies, because they actually teach you a lot. They actually teach you a lot, and they actually tell you some shit that is really real. So I won't spoil you more than I already did. But I really do encourage you, each time you can, if you don't have children, take your nephews and nieces, take them to the movies and watch those movies with them, with the eye of an apprentice in spirituality, and more especially in African spirituality. And you will see that your guides, your ancestors, and spirit usually use artists, movie creators, musicians to usher in a few messages and whisper to our subconscious minds things that are here to remember who we are. So it's very, very important that you take the time to enjoy a good movie with your children or your family members, and it's very important. Okay. So that was it for today. Tomorrow we're going to have a conversation on divorce, breakups, and how to feel confident in your body again, and how to get your sex drive back. So talk to you tomorrow and have a beautiful day, my loves. Bye.